Hola a todos y bienvenidos a otra lección de Aprende Español como yo, soy Wesley.
Y yo soy Emilio, y estamos de vuelta para una nueva lección lista para aprender, ¿verdad?
Listísimos. Today we're diving into a super practical and fun topic, en el mercado, shopping, bargaining, and of course numbers. Think about it, Emilio. Going to a market is such an immersive experience, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those places where you really have to use your Spanish, even if you're just pointing and saying a number. It's so contextual. And that's exactly how I learned a lot of my practical Spanish, just by going to the market and trying.
Exactly. So get ready to immerse yourselves. We're going to start with a natural conversation in Spanish, then break down the key phrases, practice them, and even share a little cultural insight. All right, Emilio, let's head to the market. Sound effect, lively market bustling sounds, a cash register ding, people talking in background.
Vamos. Me encanta el ambiente de un buen mercado. Siempre hay algo interesante que ver, o que oler.
Buenos días, Emilio. Mira qué puesto tan bonito. ¿Qué estás buscando hoy?
Hola, Wesley. Buenos días. Estoy buscando algunas frutas frescas. Quiero unas fresas y también algunas manzanas. ¿Crees que tienen aquí?
Sí, claro que sí. Mira justo aquí. Tienen fresas y manzanas, y se ven deliciosas. Voy a preguntarle a la señora. Disculpe, señora, buenos días. ¿Cuánto cuesta el kilo de fresas?
As the vendor. Buenos días, joven. El kilo de fresas está a 8,000 pesos. Están muy dulces, recién llegadas.
8,000 pesos, un kilo de fresas, 8,000 pesos. Está bien. ¿Y cuánto cuestan las manzanas rojas?
As the vendor. Las manzanas rojas. Esas están a 2,500 pesos cada una. O si lleva 3, se las dejo en 7,000 pesos.
2,500 pesos cada una. Y 3 por 7,000. Ok. Quiero un kilo de fresas, y quiero 3 manzanas rojas, 3 manzanas. ¿Cuánto sería el total?
As the vendor. A ver, un kilo de fresas 8,000 y 3 manzanas 7,000. En total, 15,000 pesos. ¿Va a llevar algo más, joven?
15,000 pesos. No creo que eso es todo por hoy. 15,000. ¿Me lo puedes dejar en 14,500? ¿14,500 por todo?
As the vendor. 14,500. Mire, joven, están muy frescas. No le puedo bajar mucho. Pero le doy una ñapita de esas fresas. ¿Qué le parece? Unas fresas extra.
Ah, una ñapita. Qué bien. Sí, por favor. Me parece perfecto. Gracias. Me llevo todo. Tome, 15,000 pesos.
As the vendor. Aquí tiene, joven. Que disfrute sus frutas. Vuelva pronto.
Gracias, igualmente. Vuelvo pronto. Wow, Wesley, eso fue, una buena compra. Y conseguí una ñapita.
That's awesome, Emilio. You handled that perfectly. You asked the prices, you asked for a discount, and you even got a ñapita. For our listeners, that's a little extra something, a bonus. It's a very common thing in many Latin American markets.
Yeah, I remember the first time someone offered me a ñapita, I had no idea what it was. I thought they were just giving me a free sample. But it's such a nice gesture, and I tried to bargain a little, which is good practice.
You did great. And that brings us to our desglose or breakdown segment. Let's revisit some of those key phrases and numbers you just heard. The first one, super important, is cuánto cuesta or cuánto cuestan.
Ah, yes, cuánto cuesta. This is, how you ask, how much does it cost, or how much is it? If it's singular like one apple, it's cuánto cuesta la manzana.
Exactly. And if you're asking about multiple items, like the strawberries, you use the plural, cuestan. So, cuánto cuestan las fresas? It's a subtle but important difference. The usage is simple. Cuánto cuesta el café? Cuánto cuestan los zapatos?
My personal tip for this one, how I learned it, was just to listen for it. Even if I didn't know the noun, I knew cuánto cuesta meant price, and then I'd point. That's how I started. Don't worry about understanding every single word, just the main question.
That's a brilliant tip, Emilio. Focus on the core meaning. Our second key phrase is me lo dejas en or me la dejas en. This is your bargaining phrase.
Ah, me lo dejas en or me la dejas en. This means, can you leave it for me at, or will you give it to me for? You put the price you want right after it. Like I said, ¿me lo puedes dejar en 14,500?
Perfect example. The lo or la refers back to the item you're buying. If it's masculine, you use lo. If it's feminine, you use la. But honestly, even if you just say, me dejas en 14,500, they'll understand. The tone here is polite, a little hopeful, but not demanding. It's a negotiation.
Yeah, you're not demanding, you're just, suggesting a price. I remember making mistakes, using the wrong gender for lo or la, but people just smiled and corrected me implicitly. They still understood what I wanted to say.
Exactly. Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. Now, our third phrase is me llevo keniako, which means I'll take or I'm taking. You heard Emilio say me llevo todo, I'll take everything.
Yes, me llevo. This is very simple and direct. You can say me llevo este, for I'll take this one, or me llevo 2 kilos, for I'll take 2 kilos. It's, very useful for confirming your purchase.
It's a great way to finalize your choice. And finally, let's quickly review some numbers you heard. 8,000, 8,000, 2,500, 2,500, 7,000, 7,000, 15,000, 15,000, and 14,500, 14,500. Notice how mil is used for thousands. Simple, right?
Yeah, and practicing big numbers like that, it sounds intimidating, but just keep repeating them. Listen for mil for thousands. It makes it much easier to count quickly.
Fantastic. Now it's your turn, our amazing listeners, to practice. Remember, repetition is key. First, how would you ask, how much does the bread cost? Imagine you see a delicious loaf of bread.
Think about it. Bread is el pan, which is masculine and singular. So you would say, ¿Cuánto cuesta el pan?
Excellent. Now at practicing big numbers like that, it sounds intimidating, but just keep repeating them. Listen for mil, for thousands. It makes it much easier to count quickly. Fantastic. Now it's your turn, our amazing listeners, to practice. Remember, repetition is key. First, how would you ask, how much does the bread cost? Imagine you see a delicious loaf of bread.
Think about it. Bread is el pan, which is masculine and singular. So you would say, ¿Cuánto cuesta el pan?
Excellent. Now, imagine you're buying 3 avocados, and you want to try and get them for 7,500 pesos. How would you ask the vendor?
Avocados are aguacates, plural. So you could say, ¿Me los dejas en 7,500? Or even just, ¿Me los dejas en 7,500?
Great job. And finally, let's say you've decided to buy a beautiful scarf. How would you tell the vendor, I'll take this scarf?
Scarf is la bufanda, which is feminine. So you'd say, Me llevo esta bufanda, or Me llevo la bufanda.
Plans. Vi reglings. Por Adam potencial pen. Perfecto. You're all doing incredibly well. Keep practicing these phrases out loud. It really does make a difference. Now, let's move on to our cultural note. Emilio, you mentioned the ñapita earlier. That's a great example of market culture.
It is. The ñapita is, it's like a small extra gift. When you buy from a vendor, especially if you're a regular or if you make a good purchase, they might give you a little something extra, like a few more fruits or a small bunch of herbs. It's a sign of goodwill and building a relationship.
It's so true. It's not just about the transaction, it's about the interaction. In many Spanish-speaking countries, especially in traditional markets, bargaining is also part of the experience. It's not seen as rude, but rather as a friendly back and forth. It's almost a social ritual.
Yeah, exactly. When I first started, I was so shy to bargain, I thought it was rude, but then I saw everyone doing it, always with a smile, always respectfully. So I tried it, and, most of the time they met me halfway, or I got that ñapita. It's about being friendly, not demanding. And it's a great way to practice your numbers and your polite phrases.
That's such an important point, Emilio. It builds rapport, so don't be afraid to try it when you're in a market. Start small, maybe ask, ¿Hay descuento? Is there a discount? Or, es lo menos? Is that the lowest? It's all part of the fun and the learning process.
Exactly, and even if they say no, it's still a conversation, and you've practiced your Spanish.
Couldn't agree more. All right, we've covered a lot today. Let's do a quick recap of some of the new vocabulary you can take with you from En el Mercado. We learned las fresas, strawberries, las manzanas, apples, el aguacate, avocado, and la ñapita, a little extra gift, and of course, all those amazing numbers.
Great, and remember, listen, repeat, and don't be afraid to use what you learn. The market is your classroom.
That's right. Next time we'll be discussing en el restaurante, ordering food and understanding menus. So get ready to practice your hunger pangs in Spanish.
Oh, that's another one where I have many stories from my learning journey. It's super practical.
Absolutely. To leave you with some motivation today, remember this: la práctica hace al maestro, which means practice makes perfect. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and you'll get there. Gracias por escucharnos y hasta la próxima.
Adiós a todos, nos vemos en la próxima.